endorsements, especially from unions, because that can kill you also.
Yeah.
Endorsements, they're not everything. I don't
Right.
care about.
Endorsements mean nothing.
That's how I feel
Absolutely,
too.
it means nothing.
Yeah.
I agree too. I mean,
Guess what? Everybody on Prince Spaghetti's voting for me.
Yeah, and the only comeback I'll have with him is, yes, Belinda Duran's the one to beat. She's getting all the endorsements from the people that are far left, progressive people, and I'm not for that. That's why I'm for Finn.
That's why,
And-
No, let me-
Well, all I know is the way to win, the way to win any election, especially now in districts, is by working the streets and meeting the people as hard as you can. And Danny has done that, so I believe he's tightened the race up to the point that he can win. That's how I feel. I think he can beat her.
Would Finn be a golden supporter, or would be he
I
in
know
the middle?
I know Danny well because of the occupation he is.
Yeah.
He's a prison guard. That's how I like to put it, not correction officer. Finn, he'll be very tough on fighting for District 3. That's all I know.
Okay.
For
Right.
Tanesh,
That wasn't a question, Mr.
But-
Politician.
so Bobby, you just bring up law enforcement as a good piece to have on your resume, and unfortunately, with the left today, I think that might hurt him. I mean, I was so surprised in my district and the people that came out and voted for Marcos that they really didn't care whether I was a veteran or whether I proved myself by working as a police officer for 29 years. You know, law enforcement, with all the temptations that are out there to get yourself in trouble, whether it be the girls at the club and you're in uniform and they're like, oh, you know, or walking into a house that has a safe with $200,000 cash everywhere, or the stuff that you've run into on a daily basis. To survive that, you know, you have to have some integrity. You have to be the best of the community. And to have these left folks say, oh, that doesn't matter. We don't care. We're entitled to this, and we want this, and we're not going to wait in line. We're jumping to the front of the line.
it happened to me this year at the primary. I went up to the Pine School. I live real close to it. My wife and I were walking up. Two people were walking out, and I said, how you doing? I says, my name's Bob Hoey. I wasn't on the ballot today, but I'll be on the ballot November 4th. And the woman said, I'm not voting for any prison guard, so don't worry about it. Just like that to me. But you're going to get that.
Wow.
Well, that's
Yeah,
how some
but-
people are.
But I find it that there's more people thinking or blaming. It's like, do you understand inflation happens in every generation? And now it's been turned against law enforcement pretty much, is like, or even government itself, that the reason you're suffering or the cost of living is so high is because of failure of government. It's because the police are not doing their job, or the police are doing too much of their job. You know, it's just, people are taking advantage of situation to improve their own personal situation. And that's a political thing.
You know what's kept me out of trouble in my life? Recent trouble, too, if I was speeding on Boylston Street or whatever. As soon as I get pulled over, the first thing I yell at the cop, and he don't like it. They'll tell me they don't like it. I'll go, my best friends, Mike Kilmartin and Timmy Golden. I throw those two names right out. I've been doing it for a long time because, I've never met a captain, especially shift commander, nicer than Mike Kilmartin. If he wasn't so nice of a guy, he might be the chief of police someday. He's that
dad,
nice.
I don't know if you know his dad.
I know his dad. I know
George
his dad.
Anthes, great guy. Now, we talked about the Finn Duran race. That's a horse race, right, Bobby?
Oh, without a doubt.
Now, what about the John Dakota's race? You think that, I say Dakota will win
I don't
big?
know.
You think
Well,
it's
I don't think it's big. I think Cisco just described it. And the guy, John said the guy don't call him back, and
Yeah.
you don't know. That district has a lot of people that lean way far to the left.
Well, Bobby, if he's not calling me back, he's not calling anybody else back.
Well, this is what it comes down to, all right? If you're not engaged and you're not voting, don't be surprised what you're going to get on November 4th, all right? you look at voting percentages, numbers, simple numbers. 10% is what comes out and vote. Well, guess what? There's 90% that's not voting. If you can engage those folks by telling them, hey, I'm going to get you free this, free that, and that people believe it, and then you make it even easier by getting them to the polls or giving them some other incentive, and you can get 5%, well, you get the 5 out of the 10% that voted, and you're 5. Now you just won the election. 10%, 5%, who wins?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I go back to
Are there
New
any-
York, the New York race. Massachusetts is just like New York and California. And I think those states are getting ready to vote this kind of Mcdonough guy in. He's going to blow them away in this race.
Now, we talked about, okay, like, is this guy have there been debates yet on CAP or anything, do you know, with this, like, the district, with the,
Yes,
like for you?
they have been bit. I was only able to listen to one, and that's it. I haven't been able to listen to you.
Are you going on, Bob?
No,
No school committee debates?
The little son has sent me something yesterday.
No, it's a CAP. CAP.
No, I know, but I'm just giving you an example of what, I just got a message yesterday that I have to return something by 3:00.
What?
So-
What do you got to return by 3 o'clock?
It's a questionnaire that the son's going to use.
Is it email?
Yeah.
Well, let's do it on the show.
No, like I just
You
said,
can fill it out and
Well,
email it back to 'em.
the
no,
problem
I had to get it
is
in by
Well,
3.
my
but
question was, do you know if that
Candido.
was he on CAP, John, do you know?
Candido
Marcos.
came here once,
I was here that day, yeah.
and now he doesn't call me back, so.
I actually think, Tom, just
So
my,
I give it to Dakota, because whenever I call Dakota, he shows up.
Yeah,
And-
John's not a bad guy. I talked to him, and him and he came over and shook my hand after the preliminary and lost that day. The other kid was like a little kid in the candy store. He was jumping up and down, and and all the other young
thing I
kids
do
were
know-
gathered and hugging each other.
The thing I do know and I've heard is that Vesna Noon is lining up for mayor, and he's got Candido if he wins, and he's also got that Sidney
Lang.
Lang,
Yeah.
oh no, he is he's
so
on
that's
board.
what,
Yeah, well, Paul Rather he's in for quite the duel over there.
yeah.
So I
Sure
think
is.
Yem's gonna, my opinion, I think he's gonna walk in.
It's
He's
gonna
just
be-
a nice guy.
Yeah.
Paul
Ever-
Rather Yem.
have you ever heard anything bad about the guy?
You're not going to find a nicer guy. He's
You
a
know,
nice
if
guy.
if I was Vesna Noon, I'd be worried more about myself than other candidates so I
Yeah.
could be mayor.
Yeah.
Because he's in a fight with
Right.
the Sixto
Oh, the
guy.
Sixto's
He's gonna be very close in the race.
my
very
prediction
close.
is gonna be Eric Reederman Sixto. That's what
So
I
I
think.
feel too.
No, I think Eric will top it, and then Reederman, then
You
Sixto.
think Vesna's out?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
No, I
see
just
this,
think
Jesus, so then Rita's out. Why? Because I think there's nobody's touching
you
Gitz
guys,
here.
again, we're not talking about, look at what's happening in New York. Look at the situation we're at. We're paying $7 a pound for hamburger. People are hurting financially. I'm telling you, if you have someone come to your house 3
Now,
times
Cisco.
and knock and say, look, I'm your
Cisco,
solution.
I can never beat up Tommy Golden for the price of hamburger. What does the price of hamburger have to do with the city council race?
It's not. It doesn't. But these local folks that
People think that way.
We, Bobby just said we're New York, okay?
Just like him, but
We
smaller.
subsidize so many people in this state
Yep.
with funds that they depend on the government, and their government is their mother pretty much. So they're going to support mom. They're
Hey,
going to support.
I
No.
will fault the city council for ignoring the $50 million debt we have on the high school. And they're just ignoring it. See that
John, you
Eric Gitches just sent this to me now. These are the questions that Bob you got in the mail. These look familiar?
No, I don't.
That's city council. That's the city council.
Here are the questions they asked. I'm going to guess the little son asked the city council. What are the 3 priorities for the city? Bullet points only, please. Get rid of Golden, get rid of Golden, get rid of Golden. I think we have piss poor leadership. Number 2, do you support the voters calling for a strong mayor versus an elected one to the council? Interesting question. We'll go around the... And if so, what steps would you take to move that home rule petition forward for the legislature's consideration? Starting with the esteemed Mr. Bomil. Strong mayor or leave it alone, Tom?
Leave it alone, but
Okay.
elect the mayor, meaning, you know how they have the city council elect the mayor, like they do in Worcester, they elect their mayor, but it's not a strong mayor.
Cisco, elected a strong mayor that's going to be manage the city, or leave it alone?
My understanding, the strong mayors become more politically
No, it's a
demanding.
question. Pick one.
No. I
Leave it
think
alone.
I think you hire a professional manager to manage the city, and with the salary that we're paying here in Lowell, I would think that you can have any top manager in the United States.
Okay,
Bobby?
Bobby?
I would keep it the way we do it right now.
Okay, moving right along. Do you support community benefits agreements for developments for Lowell? I don't know what the hell that is. Moving to the next question.
Yeah, I don't know, Jesus.
Energy costs are rising in part due to AI infrastructure costs for those associated with the Markley Data Group, blah, blah, blah. What steps should be taken to mitigate the impact on taxpayers and Lowell, especially environmental? Way too long of a freaking
Where do they
question.
come up with these
So,
questions?
starting out
My
with
God.
Mr. Bomil, first Cisco, what's coming to you?
I don't know what, John, I don't understand the
What do
question.
you want to do about Markley?
I don't know. I have
Okay.
not enough information.
Moving on to Cisco.
Stupid question.
I would think that if you have companies that are sucking up a good portion of the electricity, they should have to pay a higher rate, especially have like a business rate for an AI demanding.
So do nothing, just
corporation.
charge them more for electricity.
Yeah,
Okay.
charge
Bobby.
them more.
Bobby?
Oh, I would go out and vote for Kim Scott because she's the one that slowed this company down to the point that they just bailed out on her.
All right, well, I mean,
It's-
they must put up a 150-foot chimney that all exhaust will be sent up that chimney. And if they don't want to do that, they can't have their generators.
And they're not, Bobby said, I don't think they're going anywhere, Bobby. They're going to be around. They're
No,
gonna-
they're gonna be around, but
Yeah.
at least Kim
So
Kim
moving
fought
moving
that
right
hard.
along on the Lowell Sun thing, being fake city councils over here.
Fake
What-
city council.
More than 60%.
Imitators.
More than 60% of Lowell residents are renters, and half of those are rent burdened. Do you support rent control? Mr. Bomil,
No.
Cisco,
No.
Bobby,
No,
I'm the same way, no. Stupid question, Lowell son. Okay.
Where the hell is Chris Scott when you need him? Jeez, these
So
questions are horrible.
this is Melanie flavored, I'll tell you. I love the woman, but
Who?
Melanie Gilbert.
These
no.
are all,
Oh, she's out.
these are
Horrible.
left questions, and that's why your candidates that
No,
are
we
not
got a
on the
right-handed
left
question
side
coming up
will
next.
not answer them.
Cisco, right, look at that. Do you support by right? You got the word right in there for the lefty. Do you by right zoning and streamlining permitted as the key building for more housing in Lowell? I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think by right is like you're supposed, if you're human and you're born, you're supposed to have a house. You're supposed to be given
So just give me
shelter.
a-
Just because you
So
came into this world without working, without doing anything, you're given, the White House.
Bobby, do you understand that question?
no, I read that question as the same as the ADU issues. You got the Highlands that want to have it because the way the Highlands is. And
My
you get-
response would be, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
So we finished the questions. Thank you, Eric.
Going back
For
to
sending it our way.
that, going back to that mayor question, what are your thoughts on that electing the ceremonial mayor? Meaning you would still have, like, say, Danny Roque would have to run for mayor. Well, he wouldn't be a strong mayor.
Yeah, he just keeping it the way it is, right?
No. That would mean that you would run for mayor. You could run for mayor and city council. They do it down. I believe it's in Worcester. They have it like that.
Yeah, I don't like anything Worcester does anyway, so I would keep ours the way it is.
All right.
yeah.
'cause
So-
that'd be, it'd be-
Tom, I would think, first of all, it's a more demanding job. They're getting paid, I don't know if they get paid more money if they're the mayor, but
They do.
they do. Okay, so there's a difference in pay. I think you still have to give a vote for those that want the job and those that don't want the job. So I
Right.
think the way the things are being done right now, I don't see a problem with it, because in fact, you're going to you first get elected by the people, which is the majority of the city that vote. Well, they're supposed to represent the majority. And once they're elected, now, these are the candidates for the mayor, and you want the candidates that do want the job. You don't want to have someone, let's say, you decided on your mayor based on popularity, the most vote getter, and that guy doesn't want the job, you know what I mean?
Well, then it goes to the next one.
The next person?
That's what I was
All
told.
right, all right.
Now, going back to what the producer said, so John, you don't think Vesna's in trouble?
No,
So you think that Cicso can't win?
Vesna is extremely powerful.
So you don't think Cicso can win?
He's the only city councilor out there that told his city manager at the time, get those parking meters out of the Highlands. And I mean now. And there was no council vote, there was no nothing. The parking meters just left the Highlands. That's how powerful Vesna is.
But again, so you don't think Cicso can win? Because
I had nothing to do with Cisco. I said Vesna is going to win. Vesna's very powerful.
All right, so
I-
one of them
I-
has to go, right, Bobby?
I agree with you, Tom, that something's going to happen in that race. Even Eric, and I talked to Eric quite a bit, I couldn't believe the other day when he said to me, I asked him if he could run for the state senate, and he said, nah, I love my job. So good for him. I'm glad he's going to stay out there at the school. But he's even worried in this race.
Yeah.
And he says, how can we be so secure in our positions when we went up on taxes like we have in the past few years? You never know.
Where's the 50 million coming from?
Voters
City
aren't
Council?
happy. Voters aren't happy.
Look at, we have the money, but it's in the
Well,
taxpayers'
But I said to
pockets.
Eric, I said, believe me, and I'll say it again. If he doesn't top the ticket, I'll move out of law. I mean that.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
thank you, Oprah.
Okay, yeah,
Thank you,
Oprah and
All right,
all
so
of them
Bob-
said it,
Thank you,
but that's
Oprah.
how, something that's how I feel.
So
Well,
Bobby,
yeah.
if you were making a prediction right now,
Yeah.
what's your prediction? Will be Eric, Rita, and Cicso, or Eric, Rita, and Noon? If you had to make a prediction.
Well,
I predict Rita will fall a little bit, and that's to third. I don't think you can bump her out, but at the same time, I think Cicso 6-2, is it?
Six still.
I think he has a great shot to beat one of them too. That's all I'm
I
saying.
agree.
And
I
I'll go-
say you vote for Rita because she needs your vote.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Rita-
She
Rita-
don't need it.
I-
She don't need me. She needs your vote.
Well, I go back again to, you need to be engaged. If you're not going to go vote, don't be surprised with the results. It takes 10% to get someone elected in this city. And you can go and engage as a new candidate, someone, another 10% or a 5% or another percentage of the 90% that's not voting, and you get them to the polls and they vote, guess what? You win. So, again, the folks that are usually going to stay home and not vote because they think things are okay the way they are right now and they don't want change, I'm telling you, you need to vote. You need to go out November 4th, Tuesday, and vote. And if you can't, they're doing early voting all week this week. So you have no reason to get your vote in. And if you don't get it in, don't complain on Wednesday if your candidate or your counselor that supported you or is your choice doesn't win.
I
Yeah.
wish we had cake, but we don't have cake.
Thank you, Jeff. Jeff Thomas, telling me happy birthday. Cisco, listen,
So you- go ahead, Bob.
I've been involved in elections for about 30 years. And what happens is it's the same amount, about 9%. You're right, 10%, 9% that come out to vote. And the only time things change is when the voters are mad. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of voters are sick of property taxes going up in the city. Even though we get a good bang for our buck, according to my friend from Chelmsford. chasing
Well, I
the
mean,
facts.
you always say, but the only part of all the votes is Belvedere, right? Really, they always come out and vote.
Upper Highlands is a good vote.
Yeah, but that's second probably. That's probably second.
Pawtuckaville's a great
Third,
vote. Yeah.
No race in Pawtuckaville, really nothing for them to come out for.
Danny's got it.
Yeah.
There's like-
Danny and Bahu, right? Bahu's the school committee.
Yeah,
I guess
but
there's a write-in over there against Danny, but I don't know who the
Dan-
write-in
Is there a
is.
write-in against
Danny's
Del Rossi
votes-
too?
Danny gets people out to vote. That whole family, everybody he's related to.
Yeah.
They've been voting for years. I used to make sure I'd run down the West Meadow Road to see the Welcome family. I got the Newells that I'm related to. You have to get that section of the town to win. You have to.
it's
You're
gonna
not
be
just going to
interesting.
win
It's
in
gonna-
Belvedere.
No.
And Belvedere, to me, finally has changed quite a bit. A lot of people have moved out of the city.
Mm.
So the vote's going to be...
Bobby, their house is occupied by a new voter.
Yeah.
But is
Yeah.
the new voter, but the good question is the new occupant a voter?
Well, we'll see. I think the biggest race coming up anyways is going to be the race for Kennedy's seat. I'd like to see everybody before I commit to somebody, because that race is going to be incredible.
Hey, how much trouble do you,
No, I know
Lori
that-
Trahan's on the front page of the paper today. How much trouble do you think she's in?
None at all.
She's gonna walk right, she's gonna keep the seat, no
Walk
problem?
right in.
Yeah.
Walk right in.
I don't think so.
I mean, well, who's gonna? All right, now, Mr. Producer, who's gonna? You got to beat something with something. Who's gonna run?
Don't know, but she's not gonna walk right into the, people are pissed off about a lot
I
of
hope you're
things.
right, and I hope
Like,
you're right.
You just
I'm
wait.
not a fan. I hope
You
you're
just
right.
wait until Monday, when my SNAP benefits don't work. I walk into Frank and Ernie's for my tuna fish salad sandwich, and they go like, "Sorry, that doesn't work. Can you try it again?" So many people are so disconnected, they don't even know their SNAP card's not going to work Sunday morning. They don't know that. November 1st, when's November 1st? I'm sorry, Saturday morning, they're going to walk into Piggly, they're going to walk into Demoulas. I got my groceries, here you go. Doesn't work.
So, John, do you think
They're going to be red hot mad
do you
about that.
think in
Can't take a candy from the baby.
you think in D.C., the Washington, our Congress there, our elected officials, do you think the Democrats' strategy of holding out is a good strategy or a bad strategy? You think it's going to backfire on them?
Cisco,
Not
the reality
negotiating
is,
with the
the
Republicans?
reality is, Cisco, the majority of the people in this country don't belong to a party. I'm sick of this party politics.
I agree.
It's not about Americans. Screw the Americans. Our side, meaning our party, has to win. Whether it's the Democrats or Republicans, screw the Americans.
I agree with
Parties
you.
have got to win. And
You're right,
as an
Bob.
American, I'm saying quit your freaking party, or I'm not voting for you.
Yeah, well,
But Sean, you know that's not going to change. I agree with you.
Unenrolled
you
people.
you got to start someplace, Tom.
Yeah.
We just showed you what unenrolled people can do. We're the largest majority.
Yeah.
And we're going to be, I believe the Democrats are going to have a hard time winning for the next 10 to 15 years.
I'm no fan of Seth Moulton, but I think he's going to beat Markey.
Yeah. So,
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
I thought
about-
Joe Kennedy would too.
Yeah, so did I.
so
Said,
you're
bye, Joe.
So their strategy right now, they have gone with AOC and Bernie's ideology. They're all in. It's all or nothing. And I think, the writing's on the wall. If New York gets through with their win there, they run with that platform for the next candidate for president for the Democrats. But if they lose, I think the Democrat Party is done. I think it's time for them to go away.
Well, we got a year from now is the midterm elections, okay? So they haven't even got a candidate up there yet, meaning they're talking about Kamala, they're talking about the Newsom, the governor of California. Those people can't
Well,
win.
if
Those
New
people
York
can't win.
wins, AOC is going to be on the ticket.
Right.
She's gonna be a vice president candidate or the president candidate. I will predict that right now.
I agree with you, but good night. She said, no way. I think they, And now they're still talking about Trump trying to do another term. I don't think he'll do it. I think it'll be Vance. And I don't know what you guys think about that.
I just think it's beautiful. Imagine Trump just saying that is driving them crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I think Trump has him. It's tactically in his benefit to do what he's doing at the White House right now with the Democrats, and I think they just are being out manipulated.
Yeah, well, the race that I'm watching is at Kennedy's seat, and right now there's only two people, I believe, that's in the race. Rodney.
Well, she hasn't made it official, has she? As John calls it the cowardly lion. She hasn't made her official announcement, has she?
Oh, she's got the hat on her finger. She's waving it around. You think I could win?
She'll listen to the people that think they're running low, and I don't believe they have that power anymore. The Democratic City Committee and those people that you said that send out their endorsements.
Yeah.
I don't believe they have the power. Right now, I think if she did run against Rodney, it would be a no-brainer. Rodney would win easy, I believe, against her.
Yeah, I'm really surprised moron in that race.
So Rodney, you guys know I'm a big supporter of Rodney. He's been good for the city, and I think he has the connections at the state level to bring money that the city can use to help us. I think he's the best candidate also. I also was going to do a fundraiser for him, but because of the shutdown, we decided last night that it's probably not a good time to do fundraising and just hold back and postpone.
Oh, I saw the posting on
yeah,
Facebook.
no, I'm sorry.
It's going to go over.
So I was excited. I really want to help him out, but I can understand, how things are. Really, I really believe that engagement this year, I think you're going to be surprised with the number. People are hurting financially. They're hurting. I mean, there is no money left over after you get your paycheck to go out and do anything. And people are sitting at home and they're watching more politics. They're watching what's going on because they have no choice.
The majority,
have you heard anything about
just to come back on that a little bit, the majority of the 9% or 10% voters that are coming out keep re-electing the same people because those people have a job. They might be hurting a little bit, but you can bet they're still eating steaks that cost $23 or $24 a pound. It's the people that don't have a job. You're right. They're hurting. Like out in Lawrence, about 49% of those people, to me, deserve food stamps. About 40%. Then there's a bunch of fakers on it. That's an abused system, just like food stamps were.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a different time. But food stamps used to be like dollar bills. I remember getting offers all the time as a taxi driver. Hey, I got 100 of these. Give me $30 for them.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Bobby,
Yeah.
you and I grew up in the projects, so I remember as a kid when it was election season, you literally would have people come around and say, oh, you better elect this so-and-so person or you're going to lose your food stamp. Oh, you better elect so-and-so, your rent's going to go up. Or elect so-and-so, you're going to be shipped out of the country. They literally go out into the poor communities and tell people they're going to lose their benefits, and people vote unfair. And especially now where they're living paycheck to paycheck or suffering or even lining up at on food banks, they're going to go out and vote. Don't be surprised. The numbers are going to go up. I hope. And more engaged voters is better than not having any voters.
Well, going back to the Senate race, have you heard anything about Nangle running?
All I'm hearing,
He said no.
I tried to get in touch with him a few times. I called my cousin Brian
Yeah.
to see if he knew anything about what Dave's going to do. I still say Dave's running for something. He's either going to run for the Senate seat or he'll run for that state rep seat.
Because
That he
he should make a
wants help.
decision pretty soon. Because now
He's got to come out.
Yeah.
If you're going to come out,
One way or
you
the
should be
other.
out now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you haven't heard anything. What Brian
No.
didn't know.
You know?
Well, Brian knows, but he's not going to really talk about it. I'm sure. Yeah. He's.
Yeah,
So-
and that's why out of the two, she'll be hard to beat. She'll be hard to beat. Oh, Vanna Howard. She'll be hard to beat because I know I love my sister to death, but my sister's for her.
Oh, really?
My sister's a lefty, no
Oh,
doubt
boy.
about it. She's for Belinda Geron. Those people are working hard. All your nonprofit people are out for those type of people.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. And so you're in Rodney will be in a race, but I think Rodney's the one out of those two to beat. I do feel that.
And see if anybody else runs, which I'm surprised. I'm sure there'll be more.
That's what I'm saying. Someone else might come out.
Well, what's his name came out and said he wasn't running. The former councilor Drinkwater, he's not running.
Yeah.
Well, because see, you can run for it. Like I say, Elliot. I said Colleen Gary could run for it, but because her seat is still safe. She doesn't.
She's not going to run.
No, I don't think she's gonna. But I mean,
Now,
They probably both got $100,000 in the bank already.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
do you guys think it's strategic not to run because that seat comes up again in November in the same year? You know what I mean? If
Well, that's
you're-
what I'm saying.
if you-
In other words, if Colleen Gary ran for state senator, and let's just pretend she was going to run, and she loses in December, or whatever, she's still a state rep because the election,
Yeah.
Rodney, he's still
Yeah,
a state
no.
rep. Vanna Howard will still be a state rep. That's why I'm surprised Colleen didn't just have a little fun because she'd thrash him and drag it, and in Pepperell.
But if you're looking at your competition and say, well, they're going to draw from the same group that I would be drawing for voters, would you turn around and say, wait, let me see what happens, and I get my people together and we run in November for the seat with whoever wins or lose?
Well, it's like what they're saying about if let's just say Vanna Howard does win. I think that's what Bobby. I think that's what Dave would probably do, run for his old seat. What do you
Well,
think?
I still feel Dave is going to come out, and it's just late. He's late
All
to
right.
run for the Senate
Okay.
seat.
All right.
Because I've never seen anybody work as hard as him, going around to every party. He hasn't
Sure.
missed anything. Dressed well all the time,
Mhm.
shaking your hand and looking for your vote again.
Who?
And he remembers your
I'm
name.
not going to repeat his name
No.
because you're just going to throw him
My
under the
wife
rug.
is so impressed with him because he remembers her name. A lot of they forget your name. He's very good at that, remembering people's names. And
Well, the
You
biggest.
talking about Dave Nangle? Sorry, Dave Nangle's
thinks-
toast is burnt.
No,
Goodbye,
We'll say
Dave.
what?
I don't believe it.
We'll see what happens because John knows. John's calling investing of the Windows race, and I say
So,
Cicso is going to win.
John, are we going to go over the election the next hour, and you're going to put up the
I'm not going
candidates,
to
and we
predict.
can
I'm not
talk
going to hurt
on our
anybody's
predictions?
See, when I predict stuff, when you predict stuff, you just hurt somebody's feelings. That's all you do.
Okay.
Say that
Say
again?
Cisco's going to lose. Now, what does that do to your spirit?
No, I
You know
agree.
what?
I
Everybody's
agree
running
there.
like they're going to lose. And I'll tell you something. If the number one city council candidate, Piggly Wiggly, gets caught drunk driving, and it's on Sunday newspaper, Piggly Wiggly drunk driving with a dog in the car with no pants on. Piggly Wiggly just lost the race.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't understand that if the preliminary.
Okay, we got Tommy, you want to read these? You got the best eyesight over
The
there.
Dems have to figure out a way to boot the leftist progressive candidate. We need more Kennedy-type Dems. And go Rodney Elliott. There isn't a thing that Howard is going to do for Lowell besides continue to hide behind closed doors.
I agree.
If the preliminary, I don't get this one because they didn't run in the primary. If the preliminary results meant anything, Vesna finishes first, Cicso gets a seat on the council. That leaves one spot for either Eric or Rita. They didn't have a primary over there, so I don't know what they mean, but I guess they think,
Well,
Well,
I
you
said,
got the extension of the shitty manager's contract. They have to live with that. How can you
But
defend that?
John, you're right, but nobody's making an issue of it. I haven't heard one of those
In the
candidates.
voter's mind is, I can't believe they did that. Now, they gave the guy a contract who didn't need one
yeah,
because he was afraid of the incoming, because he asked for it behind closed doors because he knows he's going to lose his majority. And he can sit there like Billy Topi used to do with holding his you need 4 votes. You need 5 votes.
Who voted for that contract?
But I'm
Who
just
voted
saying-
for that contract? City man, I don't hear nothing about it either,
No,
Tom.
nobody's making an
But
issue of it.
They'll be looking at who voted for it.
Well, they know
Well, the only
Rita
one,
voted for it.
Eric didn't vote
They
for
know that.
it. Noon didn't vote
Well,
for
I'll
it.
put the picture. of the
Robinson didn't vote for it.
What about Janess?
Not sure.
Janess did.
We'll ask Mr. Mcdonough when he gets here.
But that doesn't matter.
I
So
got a picture of the council
So,
someplace. My
John,
picture.
you think the voters are gonna blame the council for the economy they're in, or the
Okay.
city manager?
We overspent the high school by $50 million. Now, if my staff comes in and says to me, John, we made a mistake. We spent $50 million on the credit card, and we don't have the money. I'm taking their credit cards back, and somebody's going to lose their job. And I'm sorry,
I agree there.
It's
100%.
money. It's coming out of my pocket. So here's a picture of the city council. Kim Scott, do you think she voted for his contract?
Yes,
Do you think
yes,
Paul Rathayem did?
yes,
Do you think
Yes.
Danny Rourke did? Do you
Yes.
think Vesna? No, I'm sorry, Sakari,
yes,
Yeah.
Rita,
yes,
John,
yes.
Yes.
Vesna.
No,
Leahy's gone.
Yeah.
So Corey did.
I'm assuming Corey did, yep.
Why? I don't know why we don't have a picture with Corey up here.
Janess, I think he voted against it. Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
know. Don't know. Eric voted against it.
Yep, and Robinson voted
and
against it.
and Corey Robinson voted against it. So the rest of them did. So why did you give a guy a contract who didn't need one?
Now you're scaring Rita. That's all you're scaring right now.
They all
Because,
should be scared.
no, I believe,
Now's the
I still
only
believe.
time a taxpayer can retaliate against an elected official is election time.
Okay.
And to bring up their, guess what? You blew $50 million extra on the high school, and it's still not done. And there's no bridge across Father Morissette Boulevard to keep the children safe.
You know, you
you know-
keep saying Vesna. The reason why I feel Vesna will lose is because people like myself knows what he does for a living. Okay.
What's he do for a living?
Well, he's on the sex register
Yeah, because it's like.
thing. He gets
it's-
about 130 grand.
and
He's
it's-
doing
I
fine.
don't even know if it's full-time, is it?
It's
I
you
don't
know,
think-
it's
a
a sex
board.
offender
Yeah.
registry.
Yeah.
When he comes, he's coming. I'll ask him.
Yeah,
Well,
ask
that's
him
what
what
he
he does on that board.
I'll ask him after the show. I'll ask him, and then we'll talk about it after the
Yeah.
election. Because I'm not asking any other city council
But,
what do they do for a living.
I still feel Rita and Eric will be in the top three. Eric will top the ticket.
Hey, I
Rita's
wish them
either
all
gonna
good
be-
luck, and I think we should just turn the page.
Yeah, that's all right.
Bobby,
We can't talk about this next week, so we gotta talk about the election today.
Yeah.
This is-
Yeah.
Bobby, I agree with you in the sense that if the folks that haven't voted normally don't come out, and the normal group of people vote, then things are not gonna change. They're gonna remain the same because they've locked in those votes. But if for some reason, and I really think, there's something happening with folks out there that haven't voted, come out and vote, you're gonna see some changes.
Yeah, I believe you're going to
See,
have
we-
changes anyways.
See, I-
Only two, though, only two.
I think
I don't
Rita
see
has
much.
a block of votes no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what, you can vote for three. There's no doubt in my mind she gets, but I don't think Vesna does.
Let me read
I don't-
this question.
Okay.
The two district councilors
Council
candidates that said that they were against the managers on contract finished last in the Highlands and in Belvedere. So that relates to the question that came back earlier.
Oh, so Gendron was against that coin? Okay.
Do you believe that the candidates or the councilors that voted for the manager are in trouble? So
Wait a minute, first of all, in the Highlands race.
Yeah, Cisco needs batteries. I'll fix them in a second.
In the Highlands race, you actually finished last, right? That's what they're talking. There was no issues with the. Am I correct?
Bob is correct. The manager's contract is a non-issue. I don't. To me,
no, I think
respectfully, I
again.
disagree.
I don't agree with that last message because the one that finished last in Belvedere
Was there
was
a Gendron?
no,
Oh,
no.
oh, it's Corey. That's right.
And
That's
he was
right.
That's
That's right.
he was for the city manager.
That's
City
right.
managers, to me, he's well liked. Might not be liked in this show, but he's
I don't dislike the guy.
well. That's
hire him to run your company.
I would.
Oh, what company do you have?
I don't know.
I would if you have a company that depends on state funding. I mean, he has the connections, and he's proved it.
You said, wait a minute, you said it yourself when I think you've said this in the past, when Donahue, I meant to nod at the mic, when Donahue and Murphy were the city managers, they could make calls to Boston, just like Golden can.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Like Eileen Donahue.
Oh,
They
come
would see
on,
Eileen
come on.
Donahue-
She
they
did,
would
she
see Eileen-
brought in a lot of money.
See Eileen
Yeah, but-
Donahue come up with their caller ID and say, oh, it's Eileen. Hi, Eileen.
So did Ed Kennedy. So
Oh,
did
yeah.
Rodney Elliott.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's,
They weren't city managers.
you know, what, Ed Kennedy? No, but I'm saying he brought a lot of money into the city too, just like Eileen
Yes, he
Donahue.
did.
Yeah.
He could move stuff.
Yeah, Ed
You're
did,
saying,
Ed did a
saying
good
that,
job.
You're saying that Golden has no connections in Boston.
I'm
Totally
looking- they look at
disagree.
everybody looks at their caller, no, everybody lives with their phone. And they go, oh, it went to voicemail, they must not have their phone with them. They looked at it and said, I'm not talking to that clown. My opinion.
But why would they talk to Donahue or Murphy?
If they like Donahue, they like
Jeez.
Murphy.
Oh, God.
I don't think Tony got along well down there. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
Well,
But he's not running for office. The people who gave him this extended contract.
yeah, Tuesday we'll know.
Yeah?
I mean, like,
Yeah,
That
but-
will
yeah.
have no effect at all.
What?
Just because they gave him a contract, that will have no effect in the
Bobby,
election.
you agree, because nobody's making an issue of it. Nobody cares, you know? It's just like the trip to Switzerland. Nobody cared. I mean, you know.
no, the Switzerland trips, people care. There's people that are going to vote based on who went and who didn't.
The one thing I'm hearing a lot of, like I said, is people saying how in the past 6 years, how their property taxes have gone up so high. I'm hearing that more than anything, so
Yeah.
that I would worry about. If I was on the city council, I'd worry about that.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Well, that's a
They're
big
gonna-
thing. That hits them in their pocketbook. The manager's pay raise really doesn't hit them
And
in
that
their
usually
pocketbook.
gets them out
Yeah.
and they change the way they vote.
Yeah.
But I still think Cisco's right about certain sections of the city are definitely moving in the same direction as New York. They
Yeah,
want free stuff.
So you think Candido can win?
I think John has to work
Has a shot. Wow.
very hard, and again, because of the numbers.
And he is.
Think of the multiple apartment units that we have in the Upper Highlands. Those folks never engage. If you get those to come
I
out,
tell ya.
you think of the numbers. You got 90% of the registered voters that didn't vote. So up in the Upper Highlands, there's 9,500 registered voters. You had 1,300 of them vote the last local. And, I mean, Marcos Candido came out of nowhere. He's not
Right.
even a resident of the Upper Highlands. He didn't vote the last local election. He did vote in November for the presidency, but that doesn't give him residency, and now he's running on a platform that I'm the working class. He lives in his basement of his parents' home.
Does he have a job?
He has no job. He's probably collected unemployment from the previous job he had, where he took residency in Baltimore because he took a job after finishing school, an education that was paid by someone other than himself.
Now, did he top the ticket in the primary?
He topped the
He
ticket.
topped the ticket,
He had
yeah.
273.
That would worry me. That
Oh,
would
no.
worry me.
I agree with you, and that's why I'm saying you have to be worried. If you're a homeowner in the Upper Highlands, okay, listen, I'm a homeowner. I'm worried because the fact that he's out there telling people that we should be building houses in these people's backyard. I worked my ass off to get where I'm at, okay? I worked very hard. In the projects, I collected cans to save money. I've saved money all my life to have the dream, the American dream of owning property, really? And now you have a kid who hasn't had a job, has no experience, telling people that we can take that property and build housing for the homeless people, and for you folks that are paying too much rent, we can reduce your rent by building on all this land that people own that is available.
So Candido would be a thorn in the manager's side every Tuesday night, you're thinking?
No,
He'd
because
be
he
an
thinks money
independent.
grows on trees. Tommy, I think the first one's a repeat, but the rest are new.
Where are we?
Oh, I'm sorry, I've got to press the button one more time. There we
Oh.
go.
The two district council candidates that were against the manager's contract finished last in the Highlands and in Belvedere. Gendron finished last in Belvedere. No, she didn't. That was.
No, she did.
No.
She did.
Oh, she finished last.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did last.
I thought it was.
yeah.
I thought it was Corey.
No, Corey
Okay,
come in
okay.
third.
When people leave or retire, their power leaves them with reality. Okay, so.
No, so
So that's what I was asking you.
Done?
Done. Yep.
I'm not paying attention like I should. All right, Sean's here.
Good morning, Sean.
Good morning.
Good morning,
City
Sean.
council candidate in District.
We got 3 minutes left in
Four.
the statement.
We're going to take a break at 7.
2 minutes.
Okay. So welcome, Sean. We're going to take a little break in 2 minutes. But District 4 candidate Sean Mcdonough, who I predict will win next Tuesday. That's my prediction. Look at him. He looks a little excited.
I am terrified.
Well,
been a
you've
lot
done
of
all the
work.
right things from what I've seen, so.
It's been a lot of work.
But we'll talk more about it once after the break comes. But you feeling good? You're out there. You're doing the right things.
I am out there. I just
Yeah.
I feel good. I've spent all of the things that I could spend. I've used all of I've got about a week's worth of energy left to go.
Yeah.
Getting still a little bit of gas in the tank, and we're still knocking every door I can every day.
Oh boy, that's a smart thing. Contact, voter contact.
Yeah, people
like to-
come out they yell out their windows sometimes now. If not even kidding, we're good. You spent 4 times. We already voted.
What I'm impressed, I've talked about this before, is the work that you did up in this area, where I don't think they knew who their council was up in the Chapel Street area and
Right.
back Central Street area. So, but you've done all the right things.
Whether you win or lose, thank you, thank you, thank you. I think on the engagement of more candidates holds our elected official to do their job and to answer to some of the things they've done.
It's true,
So-
especially, Francisco, just to quickly before the break, I think we all know that's true. When you look around Lowell in an election year, there's a difference between Lowell in an election year when there's contested races and Lowell in an election year without a contested race.
Actually,
And
exactly.
the amount of work that has managed to be done in this district and in a few other districts where an incumbent is being challenged, it's
Hey, Sean, before we go to break.
Yeah.
You're knocking on voters' doors.
I am.
Is anybody bitching about the manager's contract?
Not really.
Okay, anybody bitching about the $50 million we overspent on the high school?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody bitching about tax increase?
Yes.
Okay.
There's
Thank
two
you.
key
We're going to go to
issues
break.
there. All
We'll be
right.
back.
Oh, good, I'm gonna have coffee.
Morning, everybody, and welcome to the October 28th edition of City Life. And we are on today with, to my far right, school committeeman, former school committeeman, future school committeeman Bob Hoey. Then we have Cisco Maldonado, our new co-host with us every Tuesday morning, former city council candidate, future city council candidate. And next to me is future city
And
councilor.
now next mayor.
Future city councilor, Sean
That's a good
McDonough.
job.
I'm not saying Sean McDonough.
I like that,
Who's our
mayor,
future city councilor.
future
so
mayor, I like
I'd have
that.
to quit my job. That's
Sean's,
cool for me.
Sean's working hard, and he's doing all the right things. Welcome, Sean.
Hi. Thanks for having me
Oh,
again.
it's great having you. Great having you.
Always fun.
So you're going nuts. You told me the campaign trail. You got a week to go. Yeah, you'll be out next week. The time people are already voting, but yeah, people will be voting next week at this time. But it's going good.
It's going.
You getting
yeah,
a good
it's,
response?
I'm getting a good response at the door. I'm getting a good response on the. I've written so many. I'm so sorry I missed you at timestamp card on the door. I've gotten a good response off conversations. I've gotten a good. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I feel okay, but I feel nervous.
Yeah.
So
Well, you
what's the
always
most
run
complaints,
scared.
what's the biggest, can you list the complaints you're getting from when you're door knocking?
Yeah, so it depends on the it depends on the neighborhood.
Okay, so we'll say over by Top Donut.
Over by Top Donut in the Centerville, so like Beaver, Lupine, Orleans, it's starting to be parking. So there's a bit of complaint about the high school building project. As soon as anyone finds out that I'm a teacher or that is the new building worth it? I go, well, I like my job.
I'm just reminding the audience of what Sean McDonough's district is. This is the district he's running in. Starts in Drake.
I wish I could vote.
I know.
Maybe I could vote for him.
I got a couple signs up in Drake, actually.
And it snakes through Lowell, crosses the river, and it ends at the Lowell Connector.
Yep.
That's pretty much his
That's-
district. So that's why I asked him what's going on over in this section of the woods. So they complain about the high school overage.
So Pawtucketville likes to complain about the high school, and they're not wrong. Centerville also complains sometimes about the high school. The biggest neighborhood issue in that Centerville section by Top Donut is parking, though. So this is a.
But we don't
Centerville's-
need parking now. The city council said we don't need parking anymore.
which is insane, and that's what longtime residents over there are saying, and some of the newer residents are saying that some of those houses do have off-street parking. They have a small driveway. A lot of those houses do not, and Centerville right now doesn't have any sort of real parking program. Like Pawtucketville has the resident stickers that restrict some of the university overflow. Centerville has nothing, and then like Back Central, increasing density of an already dense neighborhood means that when you put 4 working adults at a house that used to have 2, now you have 4 cars where you used to have 2, which means now on a street that used to have 12 cars, it has 24 cars, and so on.
So moving across the river to downtown. What are the bitches and moans we're hearing when you're knocking on doors in downtown Lowell?
Sal Lapoli.
Really?
Tell us more.
Wow.
So people are still upset about the Hamilton Canal debacle, right? That this big patch of dirt or big patch of land that was supposed to the city was sold a bill of goods by the pizza mogul from Chelmsford. Guy failed to deliver. I think we can speculate as to why he failed to deliver. He managed to build what he promised in every other community that he said he was going to do something. And instead of holding that developer accountable, this city council, my opponent, from day one in the executive session minutes, were pizza. They were Lapoli lovers, right? They said, give him a chance. Let's let him pick his friends. We'll bring in new friends. We'll try again. We'll try again. And when we tried again, we went from what was a very nice vision to what is becoming increasingly standard in Lowell, which is, let's do a wood frame market rate apartment building. Woo.
Okay, so now
Lot of disappointment.
moving north, crossing Appleton Street. Appleton Street through the housing project. What are people, you're knocking on those doors, what are they saying?
over there, it depends actually which side of the street you're on.
Okay, tell us both sides.
So there is a decent amount of complaints from some of the unhoused people, and several of them are registered to vote at the shelter, about the condition of the shelter, about the lack of inspectional services at the shelter. Particularly, the example I keep going to is in the tenants group's complaint letter. There's this bathroom there's a whole litany of things that they complain about, but the small one, kind of channel Eric Gittier for a second and say, if you can't do the little thing right, like what else are we doing wrong? There's a bathroom on the 3rd floor overlooking South Common / the STEM, and there's a window in the shower, and it is like unfrosted glass. And the people who live in the building and who use that shower have been asking for over a year and a half now for like a vinyl sticker.
It's not hard to
something.
Put contact paper over a window.
Correct. Just cover this window so that we're not, exposed to the park. And if they can't do that, then what else are they doing?
That's a city pool. That's a city pool.
Yeah, correct. And that's at the Lowell Transitional Living Center. So if Smock's not doing that right, what else are they not doing right? And then is that why there is so much? Is that one of the reasons?
But when I found out the guy who runs Smock rakes over $100,000 a year,
correct.
I said take a hike. Okay, so moving on, going back to the neighborhood that you're in. So leaving this section, going to this section right here, right around Frank and Ernie's,
South Low.
over to the train station.
Chapel Street.
Yep.
South Low.
So you're knocking on those doors because I see your signs all over Elm Street. So what kind of belly aching are we hearing from my neighbors?
There's a certain food store.
Yeah.
There's a lot of complaints about a certain food store.
What are the complaints?
The kinds
We're
of
not going to say the name of the
activities-
food store.
I will not say the name of the food store.
We're not going to say that.
I won't say.
I'm the one that took the gambling out of it.
Well,
I'll just say that.
Let's let Sean answer. He's running.
Yeah.
So there's, especially like on Linden Street and a few of the streets closest to this particular and in Bishop Markham, honestly, that the kinds of activities that are occurring in that parking lot and are being enabled by that food store and what that food store is selling and how that food store seems to operate.
So we need some more police. We need some good police surveillance down there.
And I think we need. It was nice to see the city go issue a warning. I think it's insane that several years after we reiterated that you couldn't sell drug paraphernalia, we were still only issuing a warning, right?
I thought they were busted. They weren't suspended their license for that. I'm not going to mention the store's name, but they weren't.
So when you went through, it said that the city could issue a fine of up to $300 per the piece of paraphernalia, but the city just issued a warning this time and told them to cut it out. And quite honestly, it's been how many years? How many years has that been on the books?
Yeah.
Like
They still selling the same
and
stuff?
they're still selling it. Are we really? We're going to do a warning again? I think we should have hit them with the $300 fines.
Yeah.
And I think if they do it again, it needs to be the $300 fine. We can't keep playing with the kid clubs with these people. They know what they're doing.
I think we should confiscate all the product. When you go in there, confiscate their inventory of that product and bring it to the milk licensing board and say, hey, these people are selling this and milk in the same time. And when they go to the milk people to get their permit straightened out, see if they get their drug paraphernalia back.
The other issue in that neighborhood is it's amazing how many neighborhoods have the same problem with parking, but is parking. There's no parking. There is no. Kim Scott's doing the best that she can. She's doing the best that she can, and the new ordinance coming in about commercial vehicle parking on the street is a move in the right direction. But the city does not have a real plan for parking in any of these neighborhoods. And in Back Central, I think that is plainly evident. You have cars with...
They're not parking at the depot and walking home?
Say that again? Which
They're not parking at the depot and walking
They're
home?
gonna get right because apparently they're gonna park at the ICC and then they're gonna walk, or they're gonna park it, which is insane. Nobody's doing that.
Sean,
No.
if
But
you
hey,
win,
let's put
if
another
you
development
win,
down at the local.
I'd like you to make a motion that no city councilor can come to a meeting unless they park in the garage next to the post office. They have to park in the city garage and the post office, next to the post office, across from the high school, and walk to the meeting.
Why?
Put them in the
To
HCID garage.
see how they like it.
Yeah.
Does your district have Jackson Street in it?
Yes,
It
Yeah.
does. 246 Market?
yes.
Yeah, those are two areas that just me personally would hit very hard if I could. Because you can't depend on the whole district to vote. It's so small of a vote.
Are you
So,
spending
I'm
time
glad
over the senior center holding your sign?
Yeah, during early voting, a little bit.
You should spend a lot of time over, because voters are going there.
I know.
Now,
I went.
Now, do
You did already?
I did. I voted for me.
Good boy.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I'll stop asking questions. Thank you for your answers.
So Sean, on Back Central, when I was patrolling that neighborhood, I noticed that they were converting some of the empty lots to parking on lots to provide more parking for that neighborhood. Do you feel that is a way to solve the parking issues in the city where maybe we should have, you mentioned no plan, but you think if we had a plan to take some of the property and convert it for parking, I know we're going to lose some income, but are we going to improve quality of life for folks in those neighborhoods? Is that something you would go for, or would you think
I think
that
we
would
need-
be part of the plan to solve the problem?
I think first we need to stop doing more harm and continuing to put developments in neighborhoods that do not have sufficient parking with no parking requirements is insane. When you look at the development that's going in at the bottom of the Lowell connector, it's going at the bottom of the Lowell connector because it's next to the Lowell connector. Like, do people are going to take the train on the Lowell connector? Like anyone living there is going to be moving there because
Right,
oh boy,
right.
I can get right on the Lowell connector. You need a car to get right on the Lowell connector,
Right.
and cars need a place to park. And so that is not the development. That is not a development that should be in an area with no parking restrictions.
I would ask the folks that issue these licenses, have you gone out there during rush hour? Have you not looked at that intersection in the traffic flow issues that we have presently? Because if you stand there during those busy hours, you'll see there is no way that you're going to have more funneling of traffic in and out into that intersection that's already abused.
And so one idea would be the courthouse is looking to be developed into housing. I saw that from the state because I think our governor has never seen anything that she didn't want to turn into housing. But that juror parking lot is currently full, and as much as I hate Eileen's garage over in Hamilton, and I do think we should name it after our former city manager who built it, for better or worse. If you think that's an insult, I guess you don't like the garage. I don't.
Right.
But I kind of think a 2 or 3 deck garage similar to what UMass Lowell has over across from their recreation facility might make sense in where that jury lot is, especially if more housing is going to go in, because we can't just turn everything into a surface parking lot. But if we're going to have money coming in and looking at developing new housing, this pretending that people don't need to put their car anywhere is insane.
Yeah.
That parking lot we have next to the new courthouse, who owns that? Is that the pizza guy?
Sell.
Yeah,
That's Sal, yeah.
So he's making a ton of money.
Yeah, he's getting rich on our taxpayers' dollar.
Yeah.
Well, and
I mean, I know we've heard rumors the state wants to buy it from him, but I guess he has to keep it for 5 years for some reason because he must have got a TIF. Did he get a TIF on that? I'm not sure.
Did.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Everybody
And,
does.
Don't worry.
So that would have been perfect. The state should have just built on that property, built a parking lot.
Well, I wanna know-
That parking lot is packed every day.
why.
Tommy, you want to read this one, please?
Oh,
Mr. Mcdonough, the goal is to create walkable neighborhoods and transit-oriented development, removing the parking minimums reduces the construction cost and makes it more affordable for people. People choose to live there. Some people like that, especially young people, because the housing would be affordable for them.
Now, as far as I know, Jeannie has 2 parking spots at her house.
Yeah, and she
She can park on the street in front of her
gave
house.
$100 to Wayne, yeah.
So, Jeannie, if you can imagine, now you know where I live, and you know where the train station is. When the city manager redevelops this property after he tries to run me out of business, and he tries to redevelop this property, everyone who moves onto this property is expected to park at the train station
Well, I also
and
want to.
walk home. I
If-
don't think it's a practical thing for homeowners. When you go to Market Basket, you think you're going to, she just says she actually has 4 parking spaces in her driveway. If you can only imagine walking 10 or 15 minutes to get your car. That's what I'm against. Thanks.
Well, also, you know what? Do it, right? But you can't continue to build without.
Sean, can you drag the microphone to the edge of the glass?
Yes. So if the goal and in the city's 7-year-old, almost 7-year-old now, open space and recreation plan, it says all of this, and then we spent 7 years not doing it. We said, oh, we want to make walkable neighborhoods, and oh, we want to make sure that we have good sidewalks, and oh, we want to do. Well, if we had all those things, I don't think as many people would be complaining about parking. If the need was being met and you weren't noticing, hey, how come I can't park here? Because you were walking there,
Sure.
then you wouldn't be complaining about the parking. And
You're right.
when I talk to people living on Jackson Street, like in 71 Jackson Street, market rate apartments, they're walking up. Sometimes they're walking up to Gallagher, they're getting on the Purple, and they're going to Boston to go to work. Not enjoyable in the winter. Not enjoyable when it's raining. Now they're getting rides, right? Obviously they're getting rides. The other, their partner works in Acton, so he's driving. So okay, now I'm getting dropped off. But that walk through the sand pits on Jackson Street in front of the health center that I can't believe are still there.
They're still there, yeah.
If we build the infrastructure that lets people move around without the car, then you'll need less parking. But you can't just take all of the parking away on a hope and a dream that the city's going to be walkable.
Interesting.
That's I walk to work. I walk everywhere. But that's not.
Right.
I still need to put a car somewhere.
Yep.
And when my grandparents come over, they really need to put a car somewhere.
So if you have company, they have to park in the street, or they have to pay to park in the parking lot across
They
the
have
street?
to pay to park in the garage.
Okay.
And
you get a spot in the garage, or you don't get a spot?
no, I pay $97. I think it's $97 a month now.
Okay.
The city still has the rates from 2024 up, so they never
Okay.
even put the 25 yet.
Right.
But we are also being undercut by Sal Lapoli, and I was talking to Councillor Robinson had said that he had asked about this and was shot down. Why aren't we undercutting Sal? Like at Hamilton Canal garage, it should be like $1 a day. You know,
Yeah.
Sal's charging $4 night and weekends over at the courthouse, and we're still charging the full rate.
So the parking garage you're referring to, what's the location again?
It's the Hamilton Canal garage.
You'll soon find out that Tom Golden will tell you. Don't tell me how to run my
Is that
city.
the one?
I'm going to go off and do announcements, kids.
Okay.
Your microphones are still hot. So if you want to talk over there, this microphone is connected to yours. So kindly be quiet or shut your mic off. Thank you. Okay, so Johnny Dakota's having a party. And it's tomorrow night at Mount Pleasant from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. A fundraiser for John Dakota, Lowell City Council, District 8. 5:30 to 7:30 tomorrow night, October 29th, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Moving right along to Kim Scott's party. Kim Scott's having a party. The committee to re-elect Kim Scott invites you to a campaign fundraiser. Lowell City Council, District 5, October 5th, Thursday, 5:30 to 8 p.m. at Cavallero Steakhouse, 573 Lawrence Street in lovely Lowell, Massachusetts. Best steakhouse around, Cavalero's, good stuff. But anyway, I don't know what she's gonna have to eat there, so suggested donations start at $20 and go up. Good luck, Kim, I think you're doing a great job. Moving right along, if you're taking your flag down and it's kind of ripped and looking like it should be thrown away, well, this is in City Hall. When you go into City Hall, you go up those magnificent front steps of City Hall, you go in the front door, and you're gonna come and see this big gigantic metal box here. You can grab one of these signs too, but you put your tattered flag in this box and they will respectfully get rid of it for you. So, you wanna retire your flag, this is the place to bring it, they'll respectfully take care of it. Moving right along to the senior center. Today in Dracut and in Tewksbury, it's the 28th. We have Asian pork, rice, mixed vegetables, and orange. Oh, yeah. And so that's in in Tewksbury and in Dracut. Sorry. That was Chelmsford.
That's Chelmsford.
That's Chelmsford.
What's the next one? I don't even...
So really in Tewksbury and in Dracut, we're going to have chicken, carvavin, wine sauce with bacon, onions, carrots, mushrooms, steamed potatoes, and orange. Sounds yummy. So Evelyn and I are going to go to have this tomorrow. And we're going to have turkey Waldorf salad. Sounds good. That's tomorrow's. And in lovely Lowell, Massachusetts, which they have breakfast and lunch 7 days a week at our senior center. So, beef stew, yummy beef stew today over at the senior center in lovely Lowell, Massachusetts. $2.50. The only rule is you got to be 60 years old or older. That's my last announcement for today. Back over to you, Tommy. Thank you for your patience. Make sure.
Okay, no problem. No problem. So, lots to talk about. You've really been at it. You've really been working at it, which is good. You know, you're not taking no stone unturned, as they say, right?
I think it frustrates people. Actually, it frustrates a certain kind of person. I think we've kind of heard from one of them that when you actually talk to people that live in the neighborhood, right, and don't just tell them what's good for them, you sometimes you find out, hey. They don't think what we're saying is good for them is good for them. They want something else.
Right.
I think they should get that something else. I think they should get what they want.
Yeah.
That's honestly.
Sure.
I think the neighborhood should. The people who actually live in a neighborhood should have the first, second, and third voice when we're talking about how their neighborhood's going to be.
And they should go to the neighborhood meetings.
Correct.
They should go to the neighborhood meetings.
They should go to the neighborhood meetings.
I think that the neighborhood meetings would do well to collect text numbers and send a text out to people who are interested in their meetings. Okay, so Jeannie Balkus sends this back.
Oh, God.
She brings up a good point. If I have a bus that comes up here, I think she says, if I had a bus that comes up here, it should take it. She lives out in delightful Dracut, I believe.
She does.
And sorry about the scrambling text. I'm doing voice text. I know the feeling. Mr. Bomil.
Yes.
The buses. How is free ridership?
Fantastic.
Okay.
Ridership
when
is
you
up.
say fighter, okay, how much, what was it? And, okay, the bus that goes by, the circulator bus. Can you speak to that one?
In what way? As far as...
Yesteryear, there was one person on the bus. How many people are riding that bus now? Free.
I'm understanding that all not just the circulator, but I don't have the numbers in front of me. All the routes are up with ridership, and I don't know if you know it or not. They've extended it.
Up in the bus market is they got one more passenger. So what I'd like you to do your next meeting is you can grab some numbers. That'd be great.
Sure.
Because I think the community is undereducated that we have a flag bus system.
That we have a what?
A flag bus system. Now, tomorrow's going to be a rainy day.
Well, we push that. So I don't know what that we.
You push it at a meeting. I've never heard it in a public forum ever. Where do you advertise it's a flag bus system?
I've said it here 1,000 times.
Right. Okay. Hear it on CAP?
I don't know. I don't know.
They have ads on CAP.
Yeah.
I think you guys buy ads there.
Yeah.
And you just got to say, all you have to do is come up with a way, and I'm not saying personally, but ask your colleagues around the state who have flag buses. A flag bus, you just give a hearty wave to the bus driver, and she will pull over, or he will pull over and pick you up.
Mhm.
And the bus ride's free.
We have a program every Friday at Lowell High School called the Week Ahead. I think the high school students could really do with. I didn't know. I don't think I knew that it was a flag. No, I didn't know it was a flag bus system, but I don't. I usually walk. I don't take the bus.
Well, that's the engineering term. They call it a flag, but you can wave down a bus.
Yeah, you can wave down the bus. But I will say, anecdotally, the kids are using the bus more. That it's free. So I've been at Shed, playing tennis with some high school kids, and before the difference between before the free bus and now is that they're able to get to Shed or Callery to meet up with their friends a whole lot quicker because they would rather walk across the city than pay to take the LRTA. But they will wait. They will wait and take a free bus, which has been nice. They're a bit safer now because they're not trying to cross Thorndike.
And I don't know the exact date. I'll get that to when I do my report. We're supposed to end on October 31st. I mean December 31st. Now I believe it's extended to June 30th. I'm not 100% sure on that date. So, but we also have ridership. We're going to be exploring a new ridership plan, partnering with Nashua to do bringing buses out there to the mall. We do the Pheasant Lane Mall Christmas route every Saturday, I think, during the Christmas season, and that's going to be expanded upon. So, there's a lot of good stuff happening at the LRTA.
So in the summer, you can take a bus from here to Lawrence, then on another bus and get to the beach, can't you?
You got it, all free.
Yeah.
'Cause Lawrence is free. Lawrence is free too. Yeah, they were free before us. So
I believe public transportation should be free. I mean, or a price that is reasonable. I mean, it's something you want folks to use it, then you gotta give it up for as cheap as possible.
Cisco's lucky day. His
Why?
batteries
Oh
are
my!
dead.
what's going on, Cisco?
Change bikes.
I talk a lot. That's what's going on. All right, I'll sit here and smile.
I can still hear you for you.
Sean, one thing about your district, there was a person I remember that used to work real hard. David Coach is his name.
Yeah.
He was a real advocate for that neighborhood in your district, and couldn't get votes out.
He
Just
ran
couldn't
for
get votes.
council. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was one citywide.
It was city.
yeah. It's just it's really a tough place to depend on people to get out and vote.
So
That's
I
all.
think
So I know.
I think
But
when you
I think
look,
what you have going for yourself is definitely name recognition. See, I used to use my dad's name, which helped me. You got your uncle John Mcdonough's name there.
Yeah,
And
strong
this-
family and low.
Listen, Rogers School across the street, John will tell you, not a lot of people vote. They just don't. But I think the work you've done is going to help you.
I
It's gonna
think
help you.
when I look at the election data, and when I was
Just want to say this is from Mark Kratman. Happy birthday, Bob. Another great show. Thank you for everyone for the discussion and all the info sharing.
Miss Mark. Gotta get Mark back on here.
I've seen
Good
him
guy.
at Eric Gitcher's party.
Yeah, he told me
He
that.
was
Yeah.
there.
I'll be with him tomorrow, in fact. Yeah, at a meeting.
when you look at the voter turnout numbers, and I know that 2021 maybe had something special going for it because it was the first time we did neighborhood races. I don't know that that's the special sauce that it had going on. I think we had decent candidates across the board. Some of them won, some of them lost. I have, in addition to all of the door knocking and just blanket outreach in what I would say is an underserved part of the district, underrepresented part of the district in Back Central, I've also done my absolute best to find every person left in the district that voted for Ryan Rourke in 2021 because almost none of them voted in 2023.
Smart move. Yeah.
So he got 400 and close to 470 votes.
Tremendous
I think.
guy,
He
too.
lost
He's
by
really
like
a good guy.
50 votes. I can't remember. It was
He
close. It was close.
I believe he got more votes in 21 than the incumbent got in 23.
Sure.
So.
Sure. So I have three questions for you. Like, first question is, how's Mrs. McDonough feel about all this politics? Does she like it? Does she not? No, it's key.
Looking forward to November 5th.
I've had so many people tell me, you get your wife on your side, you're all set. That's,
She has been the most supportive, most
Good.
just,
That's good.
and I was talking to somebody and they had said, "Oh, like I mean, your wife doesn't like this, like isn't as into this or what?" I said, "No, it's just I right now am firing on all cylinders to try and take care of my kid, keep the house, do what have become increasingly small. I'm in housework debt right now. I think I'm going to be going to housework debtors jail on November 5th, win or lose. But just keeping us together and alive it's insane, and I could not do it without. And if she wasn't on board, and if it wasn't 110% effort from the two of us, there's no way I would be doing this.
But it seems I've seen a lot of Facebook stuff with you and her and it's a little girl, little guy.
I just want to jump on these texts real quick, and it says, Sean is a young guy who can walk. What about older disabled Llewellyans? Well, they should hang out at the senior center and get their lunch for $2.50. Unfortunately, a lot of neighborhood meetings get canceled. That's true, DW, and they should have a text system where they can text you and say it's canceled. Including Roadrunner ridership is up. That's
No, Meva goes to Lawrence.
and free rides through June 26, and LRTA doesn't go to Lawrence.
No, it doesn't.
No, but Meva has a pickup here.
We have a Merrimack Valley. Lawrence comes to Lowell.
Yes.
And you can get on the bus from at the terminal down here to go to, and I believe you can flag them down too.
They are a flight
Yeah.
bus, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
My
good.
parents
Yeah.
live in Mcdonough.
So you
they
can
fly
get to
bus.
Lawrence from Lowell, but you got to do it through the transfer at the.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it's free, and it's free.
Thank you.
Sean,
I've
real quick-
been, sorry, just
Real-
to answer
go
that
ahead.
text really quickly, I have been, I think, one of the most outspoken candidates in any race right now about the accessibility issues on sidewalks and city buildings and in city-owned property. I think it was on this show, John, that I complained kind of pointedly that I teach special education at the high school, sub-separate special education at the high school, and there are places in the city in downtown right outside from the high school that we can't take the kids because it's not accessible with a wheelchair or with a mobility problem, and we need to prioritize ADA compliant sidewalks, and that's something that we don't have right now. Some of the worst areas in the district are right at the Lowell Community Health Center, where there's a patch of quicksand where the curb cut's supposed to be. And I think prioritizing those repairs and keeping accessibility at the top when we're looking at the paving list and the sidewalk repair list in looking at where's the density of people with mobility challenge, right? Like where are they likely to go, and how do we make sure that we keep those, like, it should be all our sidewalks, but if it's going to be any sidewalk, it should be those sidewalks first.
What's going on down for the last month or so? What's it called? The purple, whatever, the corner that's been all blocked off. What are they?
Purple
putting-
carrot.
They're
What are they doing?
filling the vault.
Filling the vault.
So,
Because man, that project's been a nightmare.
it's going to be a nightmare. I feel bad for the guys, the people that own Purple Carrot, but that is going to be a problem at a lot of the buildings on Mac and Market Street. My building has a vault. A lot of the buildings have a vault, and so the vault is, you have the building, and the basement of the building goes underneath the sidewalk. In my building's case, it goes underneath Market Street.
Okay.
It goes all the way out, and the city will fill in the vault, and that helps with stabilizing the sidewalk and getting rid of the constant
Okay.
slope that we have.
All right.
But the city doesn't pay, so to wall up where the vault is so they can fill it in. And in my building's case, and I believe it's several buildings' cases, all of the utilities come in through the vault, and some of the meters are in the vault. And so it's a very expensive process both for the city and for the building, and then depending on the size of the building and who lives there, it can get pretty,
Sure.
yeah.
It's a very expensive project because the taxpayers are paying for it.
No, so the taxpayers are paying for the fill, but the taxpayers,
Whenever the city does a project, my friend, they overpay.
yes.
Do you think you could get your vault filled for cheaper than the city's doing it?
Our problem
Likely you could.
Our problem is that our building would have to pay, and there's several buildings, because a lot of the utilities coming through the vault. The city's not paying to move those, so we would need, so you're asking a building to turn off their gas, their electric, and their water, move it 4 or 5 feet with new piping, and then the city fills it in. Is the city overpaying for the fill? Probably.
Sure.
But it's also on when you have a building with a lower number of residents, it's a big special assessment to whoever owns, like Market Gallery,
Exactly.
my building.
The whole road,
This text is from City Councilor Eric Getcher. 2 years back, I pushed for a complete study and taking of sidewalks. The city engineer at the time went out and had the study done. No, why didn't they do it themselves? How they outsource projects is just amazing, particularly the water department. The city engineer went out and had it done, and the city had a capital plan in place for sidewalk repairs. The ranking should be on the engineering website, and I believe $2 million has been set aside for repairs. While I have your attention, tomorrow's city life. Linda Bound's going to be the host. City Councilor John Dakota is going to be here. Former mayor and current City Councilor Rita Mercier, they're going to be here. And I will not be beating up any one of them because it's the final stage of the race. I never beat up Rita.
So Sean, let me ask you a question. I've asked every council candidate this question. You're going to win next week in my mind. But so what's going to be your first conversation with the city manager come January 1st when you're sworn in? What are you going to say? Pick 3 things you're going to talk to him about, and I'd like to see this done better. I'd like to see that done better. Not putting you on the spot, but just
It's funny because every time I'm on here and I answer this question for you, Tom, those 3 things get fixed in the next.
There you go. There you go.
Come on.
Well, I'm glad someone. Eric just sent us this link of the roadway and sidewalk management program, and Eric, God bless you. As long as they get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, the hole on Elm Street at Chapel was 3 years old, and it took you and a bunch of other city councils to say, you know what, it's election season, we got to get this fixed.
I think,
Is it finally done?
John.
Yeah.
It's done.
It's finally. Wow.
John,
Wow.
I think someone went door knocking, and the house at the corner of Chapel and Elm had 3 Sean Mcdonough signs, and 3 weeks later, the hole was filled.
Well, it's just, why does it take them so freaking long? Because you know what? Golden doesn't care for me, and I don't care for Golden. And that's what it is. Sorry, Tommy, I'm not going to say good things about you unless they're warranted.
One
You're
question,
still our
Sean.
shitty manager.
I actually have two things I'd like to say to you. Number one, Eric Getcher, to me, is the best city councilor we have, and you don't get paid. Are you going to be able to get paid?
No. That's unfortunate.
No,
That's
well,
unfortunate.
I think it's very important to let people know that you're going to do the job without getting the $25,000.
But
Number two, special education at the high school. I'm not going to bring up many things right now because I don't want to talk about it, but if I get elected, I'm going to shake the special education department like it's never been shaken before. I'll just say that, plain and simple, especially where you work at the high school. That's just all I have to say.
So John Mcdonough always says it, and all it's going to take is for one city councilor, whether it be Rita Mercier or Corey Robinson, to make a motion, right, John?
That's all it's going to
That
take.
Eric and Sean get paid.
Well,
Every city council
Rithy
got compensated.
Rithy, I forget his last name. He was the
Rithy
guy.
Young.
Rithy Young. He got paid, and he was guidance counselor at the high school. But I don't want it.
Well, if they offer it to you, you're not going to take it?
Don't be
I don't
silly.
want it.
No,
I don't want it.
you-
I can't. No, I put it on. I'm not breaking a thing. I put it on my mailer. I put it in the postcards. I said I'm not getting paid.
Good for
I'm not
you.
getting paid.
Yeah.
Not getting paid.
No, and that's
So
great.
I
but-
think the question is, so if they changed it, you still wouldn't take it like some...
I'm gonna have to figure out how to
Okay.
not get paid. I said
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get paid.
mean,
I don't make a
you
liar
could-
out of it.
Yeah, no, I personally think if you're going to work, you should get paid, all right?
I'll have to
There's
win
enough-
re-election and tell them I'll get paid, but I told them I won't get paid.
There's enough people in Massachusetts that get paid not to work. So the ones that are working, and I think the job as a city councilor, it's a full-time job. It takes a lot of your personal time to go and work, and you're working
we can argue
full-time,
this after
you
he
should
gets
get
elected.
paid.
We can argue with it after the election. They were this, for the top one is from Eric Gitchier.
Yeah.
Meaning the streets were neglected so long, it will take time to play catch-up. And I'll say to you, Eric, the homeless are coming back to the Common November 5th. He's not fooling anybody. November 5th, the homeless are coming back. They'll be downtown. They're coming right back in. They already got little business cards. Come on back November 5th. Scotty McGrath asked these 3 questions. How do candidates feel about a safe place to do drugs? The legislator is contemplating to have this in Massachusetts. So how do you feel about a safe place to shoot up drugs? Mr. Mcdonough?
I don't understand how we're contemplating adding more to the pile of underfunded services. Right? Like we're not doing what we currently do correctly. Whether you think this is a good idea or a bad idea, I don't understand how anyone could say, hey, you know what? I know we're not inspecting the shelters. We're not capable, I guess, of running a needle exchange program that doesn't turn one into 100 overnight. But hey, let's put another thing. Let's put another thing to share a dwindling pool of money. Right? I don't know. Let's get good at doing what we're doing. Right?
Good point. Good point.
I mean, it's illegal. Drug use is illegal, and you're going to assist someone to do drugs? I mean,
Well, don't tell me I didn't say that.
no. I mean, I'm saying the folks that folks that want that, the state legislators that are moving there.
I think if we could figure out how we don't currently fund or support enough. We being the state, it's the state. The city's doing, I think, pretty much everything it can do, and I don't understand why we're wasting time right now on this safe injection, whatever business, when what we need is something that would help immediately, and it would help most of the kids that I work with. The wait list over for adult services for kids with any sort of, or the adults that are 21, 20 years old, they're getting ready to leave high school. The wait list for DDS, for mass rehab, for the Bureau of Transitional Services, which will help place you if the school doesn't know what kind of help you're going to need when you leave. It's over 2 years long. It's over 2 years long. It used to be that we filed referrals for those services when a kid was 2 years away from leaving. That's the state minimum. Right. Now we're filing those referrals when the kid turns 16. As soon as they are able to take an adult psychological assessment, we're filing those referrals to try and make sure that they are off the wait list by the time they turn 22 and no longer can get services provided by the public school system. There are kids who are missing those deadlines, who are falling through the cracks, and that's not that to me is a 911 emergency on us failing a vulnerable population. And in my fear, it's been my fear since I started in this job, is that when kids fall through the crack, when we don't fund that safety net, when we're not supporting that safety net, we wind up playing catch up with chasing services through the rest of their life, trying to get people back. Mm-hmm. And we need to prioritize funding for DDS and MRC in the other mental health services provided by the state. The wait times are insane.
Some of the nonprofits we have in Lowell attracts a lot of people to come to Lowell from Boston. They have issues down there. Go to Lowell. They'll take care of you. They go home on Friday, like John always says.
Yeah.
They're not around.
Exactly.
But we have a special election coming up for state senate, and that's who we should be asking that question about. are you for safe places for them to shoot up their drugs?
I would
Good
like
point.
to see more. Something I would like to see, and I think we could start working on. I would like to see more sharp disposals and ashtrays, if I'm being completely honest. There's cigarette butts and needles all over the place. I'm not saying that everyone's going to do the right thing, and also cigarette butts and needles are not equivalently bad, but
Right.
I do worry about my kid finding either. Needles more.
So Sean, backing up the question,
Yeah.
I've been busy over here doing text and playing with stuff. Are your father shoot 'em up site, or you're against it?
No, I don't think they make sense right now. I don't know when they would
I
make
understood.
sense.
My takeaway is you don't want it to happen. Thank you.
No, yeah, thank you. Well, I don't want to say no, absolutely not, never, and then in 25 years it's like, hey, well, there's one guy left, and it's Jimmy, and it's like, well, okay, I guess if it's, but no, no.
See,
Silly, bad idea.
one of my friends in San Francisco, funeral director in San Francisco, they have a shoot 'em up site there where you can go and shoot up your drill, make sure you have a clean needle. There's a nurse there to make sure you're okay. It's staffed. They served 53,000 shoot-ups. And only 3 people asked for recovery help. And my San Francisco undertaker buddy says, a monumental waste of money and hope. These people don't want help. And why not have a free nurse there? And why not be able to shoot up with a brand spanking new needle and have a cop in the building who's applauding it? There's a cop in there, there's a nurse in there watching all this stuff happen in San Francisco. Welcome to America.
I've done a lot of work in that field over the past couple of years. Look at the South Common. If you look at the South Common, I think the majority of your issues goes toward the housing project. If you look at the North Common, you don't see those issues over there.
Nothing.
You don't see it.
Nothing.
Because the people that live there would never allow it. They'd punch them out or get rid of them.
Well, North Common also has more amenity, right? So there's
No, Sean,
yeah.
the city council doesn't want to admit that our city manager told the Lowell police to herd the homeless to the South Common.
I've said this on here.
That's what happened.
I've said
That's
this on
why
here,
we
and
have the population.
And I've pointed out, John. Sorry, I've pointed out that my opponent on his of all things Solidarity Lowell endorsement questionnaire 2023. Come on. Question: do you support the city's ongoing policy of sweeping the in-homing camps, which is exactly what you're describing?
Yep.
It herded them all onto South Common. Yes. The incumbent says yes. I supported all of those sweeps on his Solidarity Lowell questionnaire from 2023, available online. So it was that policy of sweeps that created the encampment at South Common, that concentrated everybody at South Common. And the current, and Eric's watching, so sorry, but the current blanket camping ban is almost, I think it's too big of a hammer. I think that it's why we have people, it's part of the reason we have so many people all over the Bishop Markham project and in alleyways and in my building's doorway and in business
Sean,
doorways.
The whole thing was done.
Get them away from the schools.
The whole thing was done.
So,
The city manager told the city council and the school committee, look the other way. This is going to happen. They were not ordered by city council or asked by school committee to herd them to the South Common.
Okay.
This was a brainchild of the city manager. And
I understand